Good evening. Today is November the 25th, 2018, and welcome to the first in a new series, a new video series that I'm going to be doing daily. So what this video series is really looking to do is to give a general market overview and to talk about any interesting ETFs and just really to think about and really comment on kind of what we saw in the market the previous day or that day. So this is a Sunday, so we are going to be looking at last Friday, but we are going to also take a look at futures here momentarily. It is about 6:50 Eastern Standard Time, and so we do know that futures are up and futures are live, and so we're going to take a look at that. Okay, let's take a look at our major markets. Let's go to the SPY, and let's talk. We are seeing a couple of bearish things here. The first thing, we are below this 9 EMA exponential moving average. For me, this is an indicator that I really like to follow to see whether what the short term, who has the short term, if you will. So as you can see, pretty much whenever we close below the 9 EMA, we are in a downward trend. Whenever we close above it, we're in an upward trend. The other thing too, I'm really watching this trend line here in the S&P 500 ETF. I think this trend line is going to act as resistance. Excuse me. And this trend line right here is going to act as support. I really think we're going to break through this trend line. As you can see, we've got the low here. It wouldn't surprise me if we break this trend line right here. The next thing I'm going to do is redraw this as a vertical line right here at 252.92. Okay. Finally, one other thing that I'd like to point out is that our 50 moving average is threatening the 200 moving average. Okay, so not only are we below, we've closed below the 200 moving average, which is a bearish indicator, but we also are looking for a potential death cross right here. Death cross where the 50 moves below the 200, which would be an important indicator for us to take a look at. Okay, it's an important thing for us to watch. Okay, let's go to our Qs. Qs are going to largely be the same. You're going to notice that in almost every one of our major ETFs, we're seeing very similar things. Weak candle right here, super weak candle. We tried to rally, ultimately got pushed down. We're below the 9 EMA. That death cross is, for me, when I look at this chart, that death cross is imminent, and we are threatening our, we'll extend this to the right, we are threatening our support trend line right here, okay? So support trend line threatening if we break through this support trend line, 157.22. We're going to redraw this at 150.13 as kind of our next level of support. After a couple of lows right here. So we'll redraw those if we need to. Don't know that we will. Let's go to our Dow Jones Industrial Average, our Diamonds ETF. Very similar thing below. Death cross is a little bit less imminent in my opinion here. But I think that if some of the others go that way, we will also see a little bit of a death cross there. Another really weak candle closed very near the low of the day. I'll draw some trend lines this week into the diamonds just so we can constantly be watching what's happening in the overall market. But interestingly, we know that the Russell tends to be a leading indicator. Okay, so we're going to just go right here. We've already seen the death cross. Okay, so we've already seen the death cross, which is really interesting. Point one, we are following down this trend line right here. We've got some support right here at 144.65, but we've had a couple of really interesting candles. Okay, so both of these are essentially the same candle, which is interesting. I'm really going to be interested to see if we can break above this 9 EMA right here, because if we do, even though I think the general trend is still down until we see a break of this trend line, a break of these moving averages, or a reversal right here, we're looking at a bearish, a real nice bearish outlay. If the IMW tends to make a move, we might see something of a reversal. So just something to keep in mind, right? Not saying it's going to happen, not suggesting it's going to happen, but it is worth us keeping this in mind. Let's go to our futures. Our futures right now, these are live. We see that futures are up with everything but VIX. VIX is down. Futures are up. Super interesting. We'll see what happens come open tomorrow. Let's go to some more charts. There are a couple in particular that I really want to discuss. Okay, so premium ETF selling charts. This right here is my major market indicators. And so as you're looking to develop your own thinkorswim platform, because it's such an intuitive and incredible platform, you know, these are some pretty good indicators and some pretty good charts that you can create. So let's go to our premium ETF selling charts. Okay. I'm going to have to add, let's just take out XOP and let's put in USO. USO is one that I most want to discuss. All right, wow, right? Big time wow. So since a high on, what is that, the 20-something of October, or the 3rd. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, so this is October the 3rd, 10-3, we had a high of 1624. Since then, we went from 1624 to a low of 1069. Just wow, right? USO's getting destroyed. USO's getting pretty hammered until we break above this, and you can literally see this is the whole moving average. Until we change this direction, you know, I have no faith whatsoever in us changing sentiment yet. I want to see our whole moving average switch direction and turn to blue before I think that we might be getting into a bearish or a bullish oil market. Now, interestingly, I think there's some level of correlation between the market's recent sell-off, right, and such a huge oil sell-off. I certainly think that it is worth discussing, okay? But this is a really pretty easy indicator to follow. I like this indicator a lot, and it certainly is one that I tend to use as I'm trading, right? Very easy trade here. As soon as we see this turn, right, turn color, we sell a credit spread beneath the market there. Okay, so there's oil. Let's very quickly take a look at some of the other ETFs associated with oil. Here is XLE, and so if we go to the 1-year daily, we're going to see a very similar thing here in October and just getting destroyed, right? So we've lost $15 here on this particular ETF here in OIH. Very similar thing. We see early October highs. We've lost quite a bit of value there. We'll take out UXO, put in XOP, and we're going to see another very similar thing here, early October highs. All the way down here, we went from 44 to 32, which is certainly problematic. Okay, interestingly, gold is up right now along with the market, at least in the future. We've seen a little bit of a bounce off of the lows here. Gold is pretty easy, really. I really like trading gold. And so that's it. Those are really what I'd like to see. We'll probably end up talking XRT. I'm going to be interested to see what XRT's response to Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales were. But those are really the ones. Oil in our major markets and VIX. Let's very quickly take a look at VIX, major market indicators. VIX is in a space where if we want to see VIX get back into this box, okay, we get VIX back into that box, then we're going to see bullish equities, probably a bullish equities market. However, if we continue to stay above this box, I think that we're going to continue to see a bearish equities market. So also watch your volatility index. You can see it's been pretty volatile. And who knows, this might be the start of increased volatility. It might not be. It might not be a level of increased volatility. We're just not going to know. Don't try to speculate, right? Don't try to speculate on what you think you're going to see. Actually trade what you are seeing. Okay, well, this is our first. I think that these videos will likely continue to evolve and get better. But I do want to start talking markets every single day for my followers and for my subscribers, as well as the members here at Sell That Option. So, wrapping it up, this is Ryan from sellthatoption.com. If you are interested in any type of trading, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at Sell That Option. Otherwise, as always, stay humble, stay hungry. Here's to our success, and you will have a great week.